she's gonna do a weigh-in for you guys. And I think the last time she weighed in was the last time I was here, like 2 years ago.
You gotta do the weigh-ins. Oh. Yep, I definitely need some help. Oh, I'm up. Come on, lady.
433.6 pounds.
Okay.
433.
Alrighty, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today we are going to be talking about Candy, or Hungry Fat Chick. Now, if you're not familiar with who Candy is, a very brief rundown. Candy is someone that has been doing mukbangs on YouTube for a very long time. As her name suggests, she is large, and she has only really been getting larger, especially recently. Now, Candy is also pretty close friends, at least on YouTube, with Nikocado Avocado, and their relationship is really interesting, especially now after Nick has, famously lost all of his weight. Candy, about a year ago, actually had lost a significant amount of weight and was doing relatively well, but things have taken quite the drastic turn recently, to a point where it genuinely makes me a little nervous. And I say that as someone that is, I really do like Candy, and I want the best for her. And where she's at right now, the situation, how things are looking, the lack of mobility, it's at a point where it's at a breaking point right now. And I wanted to go over those things, some of the stuff that has happened recently. So without further ado, let's get into it. This first video that I want to go over is actually a video that was put together by my business partner, Rachel, and she did a fantastic job. And this kind of chronicles Nick and his journey with the Heart Attack Grill. Now, if you're not familiar with what the Heart Attack Grill is, it's this restaurant in Vegas where basically you can kind of see it behind his head. If you're over 350 pounds, you eat free. Now, very quick backstory about this grill, which I thought is very interesting, is that apparently the owner, when he used to be like a fitness trainer, right? Someone that would try and help people lose weight. And his whole reasoning into why he did the whole, if you're over 350 pounds, you eat free, is that it would shame people into wanting to lose weight.
They get on that scale, they give a big muscle, but then they go home and they go, wow, I'm gonna die. I'm a fat freak. And that's why everyone was applauding for me.
I don't know how true all of that stuff is, but it seems like where we are now, I think it doesn't seem that he really cares very much about the fitness stuff. It's definitely like, hey, this thing is making me money. He might disagree with that, but that's the way that I see it. But I wanted to go over, and the reason that this makes sense is because towards the end of this video, there's a part with Candy where Candy literally can't even make it to the Heart Attack Grill, so Nick brings her food. But I feel like this supercut of, him getting this Heart Attack Grill and the changes in his weight over the time, it's just really interesting to see that. So let's go ahead and check this out.
It's me. I'm here at the Heart Attack Grill, where if you're over 350 pounds, you get to eat for free.
So let's see how much I weigh. I don't even know. Weigh yourself here. So we're gonna step right up.
That has to be wrong.
You guys, I'm 200 pounds.
I'm going to the Heart Attack Grill, and I need to see if I qualify for a cheeseburger. Oh. Record me.
I've gained over 100 pounds since I last got my check-in with Dr.
Okay, that means I'm...
So, it's like the weight was slowly increasing, but it seems like he kind of had hit almost like a weight gain plateau at like 330 pounds.
To eat more. Okay. Cheers. Cheers.
It's just water.
I've lost weight. Celebrate reaching 350.
There it is, 350.
And over 368. You have been a good boy.
403.0 pounds.
So 403 pounds. I mean, again, this is all stuff that I'm sure we all know, right? We've all seen this stuff.
I'm 400 pounds. Let's see what I am today.
Proof positive that the Heart Attack Grill diet.
So this guy right here, the guy that's talking right there, I'm pretty sure that's the owner. That's the guy that had
Proof positive
that created the Heart Attack Grill.
The Heart Attack Grill diet does work. 157 pounds.
157 pounds he got down to. And I think this, I don't know exactly where he's at now, because this was obviously right when he had kind of come out as, you know, being skinny now. So, yeah.
A little appetizer here. Oh, yeah. And we can go with it. And after that little appetizer, we'll slip a little extra burger in.
Candy's home visit.
Oh, for Candy.
You, sir, are a person who can achieve greatness. I'm gonna go ahead and carve up your star right now, and I'm gonna put it on the floor. We're gonna give him a star right here.
Hey, y'all. Oh, wee.
I'm very excited to
Yes.
bring you Dr. John's to-go order.
Dr. John. Interesting. I am also a doctor, so a fellow Dr. John. That's good to know.
Yep, special delivery from Dr. John.
Let's see.
I'm gonna look and see. Oh, those are the flatliner fries. That's got bacon and probably lots and lots of cheese.
So before we get any further in this video, and like now we're seeing, right, Nick is bringing Candy this food, and I got a little bit of pushback, and fair enough, when I first made my video about Nick kind of meeting up with Candy and filming these videos with her, because I was like, again, I like Candy and I want her to do well, and I know that when her videos do well, that's good for her financially, and it takes stress off of her, right? And so when she did those videos with Nick, I knew that that would be a positive for her financially. Now, after seeing these videos and just honestly the state that Candy is in, I can understand a lot of the criticism where people are saying, you know, it's almost like, I don't want to say Nick is using Candy, but it's like, you know, at what point as a friend do you feel a little obligated to be like, maybe I shouldn't encourage this behavior? Because where Candy is, it's like genuinely dire straits. Like, it's really not good. And I just really want you to take a mental picture of the joy and the fun that we're having in this clip right now, because after this, we are going to go to Candy's basically vlog channel, second channel, and you will see that it is not all fun and games. And what is happening behind the scenes is genuinely it's just very sad. It's very, very sad. So again, take a mental picture, remember what you're looking at here, and just think about that when we get into that next video.
Mozzarella sticks, some of the plain flatliner fries. Oh, Dr. John. You're doing me good here. Wow, those are beautiful onion rings. Oh my goodness. Alrighty.
Oh, and last but not least, your burger.
Big old burger. Heart attack grill. Thank you so much.
You are very welcome.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm one of Dr. John's advanced patients. I'm like right there.
So now this is where things kind of transition. So, you know, we're having the fun eating the heart attack grill, but then Nick obviously, he decides that he wants to have Candy weigh herself, because that's obviously something that is very common. You know, when you go to the heart attack grill, it's kind of something, I don't know if you have to do it, but you know, if you're trying to get free food, you have to weigh over 350 pounds. So that's something that you do. And so I assume he's the one that, you know, proposes that Candy weigh herself. And again, looking at the clip that we were just looking at, the joy to where we're at now, you can just see there's quite the shift in vibes, I guess, for lack of a better term.
Okay.
She's gonna do a weigh-in for you guys. And I think the last time she weighed in was the last time I was here, like 2 years ago. So we're gonna find out how much she weighs.
Yep, let's see. That's only right. You gotta do the weigh-ins. Oh. Oh, mercy. Yep, I definitely need some help. Oh.
Hello.
Hi.
It's ready.
Okay, let's see if I can. Oh. Oh yeah, this is not easy.
So, you know, like all she is doing is standing up and then maybe stepping on a scale that is what, maybe 2 inches off the ground, right? And this is this is the consequences, right? This is what happens when you are that large for the extended period of time, right? Like, it honestly is hard for me to watch. Like, if I'm being completely honest, it really is hard for me to watch because it just makes me sad. It just makes me sad because Candy in the past has done pretty well with losing weight, and those videos, it was so much easier. She would weigh herself and it was so much easier for her to just move around. And now she's at a point where it's like, again, we are at a breaking point where basically we're immobile now. And once that happens, I mean, it's just not good.
Oh, I'm up. Oh. Come on, lady.
433.6 pounds.
Okay.
433.
433.
That's really good.
Okay, yep. Oh.
So, you know, he says that's really good. Now, why would he say that? So Candy basically weighed, she hasn't gained a significant amount of weight. That's what she's happy about here. Now, she's gained a good amount of weight from last year because she had lost a good amount of weight, but she is not at her, basically like her heaviest, right? She's not heavier than she's ever been because there was a time where she was 500 pounds, right? She talks about that. And so it's just interesting seeing that dichotomy and seeing that those mind games, right? Because I think we've all played those mind games if we've struggled with our weight where it's like, whoa, well, it could be worse, so it's not that bad, right? It's all about trying to make yourself feel better, right? And I think that's what we're seeing here. And I think we're seeing Nick maybe genuinely trying to lighten the mood because I think like it just feels very awkward, right? So it seems that he is, because I do think that he likes Candy as a person and he does want her to do well. And I think for him in his YouTube brain, if he's helping her with YouTube views, then he is helping. Now, you could argue that maybe we should be helping in other ways. But again, I think he sees it as I'm helping her with YouTube and that will help her financially. And that's all that I can do. Right.
Oh, you got it.
Oh.
You can lean on me.
Oh, I'm good. Thank you, boo.
You're welcome. 433.
Alrighty.
That's really good.
That's not bad because the last time I weighed myself, I was 430. So definitely up from this time last year, but we're working back down. Even with our delicious heart attack grill goodness.
So that's that clip, and the reason that I wanted to share that is obviously there's such a juxtaposition between the excitement of when she's eating the food versus the realization and the genuine just pain of just standing up right now, right? Like that should be a clear sign like, hey, there has to be some changes made. And to be fair, and I want to give Candy the credit, it does seem that she is at least trying. And that's the next video that we're going to be going over. And I just wanted, this one's a hard watch. It was hard for me to watch. I don't know, it might not be that difficult for you, but this is a hard watch. This vlog that we are going to go over is on Candy's second channel, where she kind of shares herself getting ready and then going to a doctor's appointment and the realities of the size that she is, the level of immobility basically that she has, and how just a small trip just to visit her doctor ends up being a very big ordeal. This video is titled December 3rd, 2024 Doctor Appointment Day, and Candy goes on to say in the description, this is my first time out of my apartment except for my hospital visit a few years ago, which again, I mean, that's alarming. I went to see my new doctor. He checked me over and asked about all my issues. I filled him in the best I could and gave permission to collect my old medical records and such. I had blood drawn for labs, and I will have x-rays done this Thursday if I can find out one that will accommodate me. We talked about weight loss drugs, but we'll wait till labs come back to follow up with that. He's also having me see a nutritionist. My weigh-in was 434 pounds, so basically the same, but blood pressure was 140 over 82. Not great, but not horrible. It definitely could be worse, but I think that it's interesting. I personally, I mean, this is just my opinion, who's not an expert. I know a lot of people are like very anti weight loss drugs, but I think at this point, Candy is definitely a very valid person to go down that route. And I genuinely think that these can be something that literally save her life. So that's how I feel about that. But let's get into the video. Again, it is a tough watch, but let's get into it.
Hey y'all, just mentally preparing myself to go out today. Apprehensive, but I know it's gonna be okay. I've got my chair and...
So, I mean, I think maybe turning the TV off might have been a good idea for this clip, but she is living again with her ex-husband. He's living with her, and I'm assuming he's helping with, you know, things around the house because it doesn't seem like she can really get up at this point anymore.
We're gonna be fine. Y'all, I'm outside. Oh my goodness. Out here waiting for the Uber to get...
Dude, that has to be such a crazy feeling, not being outside for the amount of time that she hasn't been outside and then being outside again. Like, that's... it's just a life that I just can't even imagine. And it's just, I think the reason that it hits me so hard is because, like, I've talked about this before, but when I was at my heaviest, like, I genuinely just assumed this was going to be my life. I was like, well, eventually I'm just going to be that size. Like, I've joked around about it, but I was like, you know, I used to literally think, like, I'm going to be that person that, you know, maybe passes away in their home and they have to get a crane to take them out of the house. Like, because I was just gaining weight my entire life and it felt like there was no stop to it. There was never going to be an end. So I think maybe that's why this is so hard for me to watch. Maybe people are watching this like, John, dude, it's not that big of a deal. Oh my God, you're overreacting. But I don't know. I think that's why it affects me as much as it does.
To my doctor's appointment, I'm nervous AF, but I know it's going to be okay. So, so here we go. While I'm here, it's been incredibly difficult. A chair doesn't fit through the doors. That's been fun. But getting it.
I thought it was interesting, right? Because she ends up taking Ubers, and I think, yeah, I saw this. This is the top comment on this video. It's like, I don't understand why you didn't take medical transport with a ramp. You could literally be wheeled in and locked into place with your wheelchair. I mean, I don't fully understand. I would love to know if someone wanted to leave a comment down below. I don't know why that's the case. I'm assuming it's a financial thing. Maybe that's just not covered with her insurance. That's the thing that I think about. It's just probably a financial limitation there, but I definitely think that would be very helpful. And I know people are like, well, you know, getting her that would just encourage her to not lose weight. I don't know, man. I disagree. I think anything that would make it easier to get out of the house and get to these appointments is a positive, because at this point it's necessary, right? But I did want to read that comment because I thought it was interesting, because the Ubers is just interesting, right? Like, imagine being an Uber driver and seeing Candy and being like, oh man, like they're not qualified to help you into the car, and you know, it's just, you know, there's liabilities there.
Done anyway. So I'm outside getting some fresh air, waiting for my Uber home. It went pretty good. Yeah, I got all kinds of medications. It's gonna come to me. I gotta go do labs sometime this week. Oh no, not labs. I gotta go do x-rays or whatever sometime this week. Oh my God, the traffic. But yeah, so I'm be coming back here in 2 weeks. And they're talking about stuff for my hip and my lungs, dietitian, all that good stuff. They're not gonna like prescribe any like weight loss medications until they get my labs back though. And they drew like 3 tubes of blood from me while I was here at the office. They have like a little person from Quest here. So
Quest, if you don't know, is like I think it's called Quest Diagnostics, and they're the people that a lot of times when you have to go get labs done, you go to this place and it's called like Quest Diagnostics, and they'll take your blood, and so I'm assuming that's what she's mentioning there.
So that's being done. I'm gonna get labs when I come back. Oh man, yeah, I'm not stressing as bad now, but now I'm waiting on my Uber. So anyway, it is happening. This is so hard.
I can move it back a little, or you can sit on this side.
Well, I'm home and I'm tired and I don't feel like shooting a video for Wednesday, so I hope you guys can forgive me and I will see you this weekend.
So that's the entire video, and I do think it's interesting. Like, honestly, if you look at the majority of these comments are pretty positive. They are people that are excited for Candy, which that makes me happy because, again, I really do only want the best for Candy. But I just felt that it was really important to share that video because, again, like, we look at the juxtaposition of like, oh, when she's with Nick, it's all funny and then like we're laughing and joking. But then when we get to, you know, the second channel and it's more real, you really see the effects of the weight, you know, and I think that it's important to look at those things. If you did get to the end of the video, I would really appreciate it if you would drop a like and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Let me know what you think down in the comment section down below. I would love to know your thoughts on this whole situation. But with that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.